Training Peaks did it. Did it today. Good morning. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. It is a busy day as far as training goes. Headed to the gym right now to start my morning. I have a back and biceps workout with some HIIT and some core. And then today we have a run lactate threshold interval session. And then we have what's called a low bro bike session, which is basically power intervals, but we're taking it off erg mode on the trainer, which means the trainer itself isn't going to control our power. We're going to obviously warm up, and then when we get to our 5 minute, I think it's 5 minute intervals in the lowest gear possible. So the smallest gear on the back is always the hardest one to spin, and we have to do that for 5 minutes at a shot for I think 8 rounds. So we have to do like 8 by 5 or something crazy like that. I'll figure it out later. I'll tell you a little bit more in detail about it later. But I gotta get the day started. It is like I said, we'll hit the weights in a minute. I'm probably not gonna get any footage yet. The gym has been really busy in the mornings this year, and I don't really want to take too much time interrupting people from their workouts. But it will be like I said, back biceps. It's gonna be quick. 3 supersets. Each superset is 3 sets of 10. HIIT is going to be 3 moves, a 60, a 45, and a 30-second move. Do that 3 times, and then there's going to be 2 core movements at the end, each one for 30 seconds. So 30 seconds, and then do that for 3 times, and then we're done. And I'll go over that when we're done. Just like I said, I want to get in, get out. It's already late, and I have to get home so I can take Kenzie to school, because most likely I'm going to have to take her to school. But yeah, let's get the day started. I'll see you in a bit. So obviously I'm home. It's later that morning. I just got done dropping Gigi and Mackenzie off at school different times. It's been a busy morning. But Training Peaks is starting to fuck with my head already, and I don't like it. So one of my biggest fears with Ironman training is doing all this prep and going through as much exhausting workouts as I'm going through, right? And trust me, I enjoy the process. But I've seen people go through the process and then get to the race and not finish the race. And that terrifies me more than anything, is not finishing the race for a couple reasons. A, I hype this up so much. Like, my entire Facebook feed, everything I post is about training for this race. I've got all the coaches, right? I've got a lot of people looking at me. Well, at least in my friend circle, right? Whether or not, the whole world, I know the whole world's not looking at me. I'm not that important. But there's people looking at me, and they're watching my progress. And, I've got people, my family, my friends, my coaches and their team and stuff. And the last thing I want to do is get to a race and not be prepared and not finish the race, due to my abilities. Now, I understand. 2019, I raced Ironman Florida, and I trained myself, and I'm probably 10 times in better shape now than I was in 2019. I feel better. I could probably go out and crush Ironman Florida this weekend and destroy my time from 2019. But I opened up Training Peaks this morning, and it said this: 11 weeks to go. And of course, the doubt starts creeping in your head, or my head, and it was, am I going to be ready? Am I ready? Will I finish? What if I get to the race and I spend $800 on the entry fee and $1,000 on flights and a couple $100 on room and food, and I get my wife out there and I don't finish? Am I going to be ready? I have so much work to do, and I know I have so much work to do and less than 11 weeks to do it. Because it's Tuesday, and 11 weeks from Saturday would be the race, or this past Saturday would have been a race. So it's like within the, this Saturday will be 10 weeks from race day. And there's still so much I think I need to do and I have to improve on. Is that enough time? Am I going to be ready for the 7,500 or 8,000 feet of elevation gain on the bike? Am I going to be ready for the 1,500 feet of elevation on the run? This is the first battle. The first battle I got to fight is getting out of my friggin' head that I'm not going to be ready. And I didn't want this battle this morning. I really didn't. Fuck. I gotta eat. Alright, forget that little tantrum I had back there. That was a battle I had to go through. I had to fight that fight. And it's all mental. I imagine they're gonna get worse from here. I talked to a friend of mine about that. And she kind of calmed me down a little bit. So, thanks, Pam. She reassured me that I'm putting in the work. I'm doing what I gotta do. I got a coach who's kicking my ass, but he's there every step of the way. They're there every step of the way. They're definitely gonna be helping me with nutrition and with everything that I need help with. They are going to have me ready, and I'm gonna have me ready. And then, of course, she reminded me that I'm never gonna let myself DNF, do not finish for those non-triathlon people. I'm always gonna, unless it's a mechanical or an injury that I cannot proceed with, I will always find a way to finish. But that kind of, the DNF though, if I may, is probably the scariest thing for me, because I hate the thought, the idea that I could go spend thousands and thousands of dollars on a race, on the bike, on the training, on the flight, on the hotel, on the food, on the travel, the race itself, and not be an official finisher. Like, not to discredit anybody who's done it, but that would break me to the point where I wouldn't want to do this anymore. And it happens. It absolutely does. There are just some things, that you just can't recover from during a race. I know people that have been battling an illness, but it happens to be around the time of a race and they can't finish the race, and that sucks. But aside from illness, injury, or mechanical error, just not being prepared would break me. Or just not being able to complete the race with no good reason would just destroy me. So, had to get that out of my system. Now, I have a little shake, cookies and cream. I've got the shake. I'm gonna put some banana, peanut butter, almond milk, ice, blend this up. And this should take me to the end of my work day, which is where I will go pick up one of the children, and then I'm gonna hit the track for my run. Then I get to come home for my bike. And I'm really looking forward to either one of these sessions. I'm gonna be sore, I'm gonna be hurting, but it's part of the day. It's part of training. Again, I gotta get out of my head that this is going to help me get to the 8,000 feet of elevation gain on the bike, and then get into the 1,500 feet of elevation on the run. So, I'm gonna go make this. Talk to you later. Bottoms up. Alright, little handheld camera's working. So, it is 4:40. Just dropped Gigi off at the house. We're headed to the track. We're gonna go run at the high school track. We're gonna do some speed intervals, or whatever they're called, power intervals, lactate, threshold intervals, something like that. I'm in a better place now than I was about 2 hours ago, just stressing over the course. Like I said, I took my friend Pam, who I'll be racing with later this year, to kind of bring me back down and be like, yo, you're good, you got plenty of time, you got all the right people and pieces around you. Just kind of roll with it and just embrace it. I know it's stressful because she's freaking out too, because she has a race like 3 weeks later. She's racing her first 70.3 since 2009. So it's almost 3 years to the day that's since she's raced at that level. So, you know, she's kind of stressing about her training, but trying to stay calm as well. So I'm gonna go to the track, I'm gonna do my intervals, I'm gonna come home, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna get on the bike, I'm gonna do my bike intervals. We're gonna knock out this power shit, we're gonna get strong, our legs are gonna get exhausted, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun. So I'll see you when we get to the track, and I'll kind of go over what the plan for the track workout is. So we are at the track right now. Looks like there's a field hockey practice or a game about to happen. At least one side here. Either way, the plan for today's run, it is a lactate interval run. Plan is 10 minutes at a zone 1, so 11-16 minute mile. 10 minutes running there. Then we're going to do 8 times, 1 minute at an 8:27 pace, and then 1 minute at a 9:36 pace. So we're going to do that 8 times. And then we're going to cool down in zone 2 around 10:34. Now, with the crowd, with the people, and I don't trust people running with my camera, I'm not going to record any of the run. Maybe I will, but if not, but I'm definitely going to go down to the track and get ready to get started. I'm only going to be here for like 35 minutes if this goes the way it's supposed to. So let's get this done. I'll check in when it's over. All right. So we made it to the cool down. Doing 10 minutes in a zone 2 pace, like 10:25 or so. That's what my target is. Not quite there yet, but that one wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. I was actually doing a lot of my minutes faster than 8 minutes. It was like 7 something for some of them. I think my fastest pace was like 7:24, and I wasn't trying to hit it. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't know what this run's supposed to do for me, but again, trust in the coach, trust in the process, letting it work. I don't have to think about the path. I legit just have to do the work, and then trust the training and trust that everything's gonna work out. But we're gonna chalk this battle up to me, because I was on the verge of a fucking panic attack. I didn't make it. I didn't get one. So again, big shout out to Pam for talking me off the ledge on that one. So I'm gonna finish up this last 5 minutes, and then we're going home to the bike. Made it to the bike. It is, I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? 7:30 at night. Got a 95-minute bike ride, power session. I don't really know if I want to do this, but it's got to be done. So, remember, I got 8,000 feet of elevation gain to worry about. So I got to have my legs nice and strong. And this, for me right now, is not even part of the workout. I haven't even started the workout yet. I'm just waiting for the software to keep going. So 8,000 feet of 75 to 8,000 feet of elevation gain. Here we go. Now we're starting to work out. So basically what today's workout is, we got a 10-minute warm-up. We got a 15-minute ramp-up. And then we got 5x5 intervals. Basically it's 5 minutes in the hardest, the lowest gear, the smallest gear, pushing as much wattage as we can for 5 minutes straight. Now I think there's a goal of about 250 watts in that gear. It's gonna be a slow cadence because you're not spinning high in that gear. And then we got a 5-minute recovery where it's 5 minutes at like 130 watts. So it's, you know, nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this in the lowest gear, in the hardest gear possible when it's time. I'm actually gonna take it off erg mode for those intervals, just because I want this to be a challenge. Because if I put it in the lowest gear and set it 250, it's not gonna be that bad because I've done intervals like this before. So I'm gonna keep it off of erg mode so the trainer doesn't control what's going on, and just kind of see how it happens. I can do that from my phone actually, which is really cool. So I'm gonna keep doing the warm up and go from there, and I'll check back in a little bit. We got one more. 30 seconds till we start the last 5-minute interval. I'm creating a puddle underneath the bike. It's yummy, doesn't it? Oh man. This was tough, but not like insanely tough. Like my quads are numb. It's essentially simulating climbing for 5 minutes at a shot. So, all right, we got 5 seconds. 4, 2. All right, and just like that, we are done. That one was tough. That one was a lot of climb. It was essentially climbing for 5 minutes in the hardest gear possible. So, yeah, a little harder, about as hard as I anticipated. But let me clean up, let me shower, and then I'll go over it real quick, and then we'll end the episode. So. So we are done with everything workout wise today. I'm going to sit down at my desk and go over today's workouts. So back and biceps was good. Solid workout. Not going to hate that one at all. Run, I think I talked about the run earlier. That was pretty good. The bike was tough. Average power was 175 watts. Max I hit 413, but I wasn't trying to go like super hard. I was literally just trying to maintain in that 250 zone, but without having the thing lock up on me. Let's see. It's not going to tell me what. I don't know how to read this thing. So that was 284 watts, 275, 280, 275, 283. I mean, my watts weren't bad. I'm not going to be mad at them. Heart rate was, during the watts, I mean, it was in the 140s, which is pretty solid. Hopefully that's where we get to keep it during the race. I think 140 to 150 is where we were trying to keep it on the bike. Like 130 to 150, I think, is probably where we're going to try to keep it. You know, closer to the 130. The run's going to be between 140 and 150, maybe 160, because, you know, it's going to be up hills. But I think the bike went pretty well today. All in all, end of the day, I'm over. You know, I kind of had some friends talk me off the ledge about, you know, the freak out earlier. You know, it's just, I panicked. A lot of things just went through my head. A lot of doubts. A lot of doubts went through my head earlier, and I think I came out on top with that one. It wasn't an easy battle, but I had some friends chip in and help, and we slayed the demon on that one, and I'm sure it'll be back for something else. But that was the day, man. Like I said back in episode 1, there are gonna be battles, there are gonna be demons I'm gonna have to fight, and I gotta come out on top, and I think I came out on top today. I think this might have been the second time some shit's crept into my head, and a lot of it's just doubt. Am I good enough? Am I hyping this up to the point where, if I fail, are people gonna laugh? Are people gonna think I ain't shit? Are people gonna, like when I go for another season, another race, are they gonna be like, dude, you didn't do the last one, how are you gonna do this one? And I understand that not finishing is part of the race. Sometimes people just don't finish, whether it be it was a tougher race, there was weather conditions, it was too hot, the nutrition had to mess up. I mean, the pros, sometimes they don't even finish the race. I think my ego would be crushed if I didn't finish the race. So we're gonna think positive. We're gonna trust the plan. My coach has got me. I'm gonna let them do their thing. They're gonna make sure I'm ready on race day. We just have to keep going and hope doubt doesn't creep into my head again. And if it does, maybe I'll be a little bit better prepared to fight that one off. But I don't know, the 8,000 feet of elevation gain on the bike just terrifies the shit out of me, mainly because of where the elevation is. It's not in the beginning. It's not it's right. It's 2 big climbs at the end. The last 50 miles is basically climbing. So I'll be all right. This is a battle I had to fight. I fought it. I think I won, or at least I won the battle. The war's not over yet. So I'm gonna relax, gonna eat a little snack. I burned a lot of calories today. How many calories did I burn? So let's figure this out. I think weights this morning I burned, and of course these are all estimates. Nothing's 100% accurate. Weights I roughly burned about 300, and then for the run I burned about 605, and then the bike I burned about 960. So I've got a little room for a snack tonight. I haven't been tracking my calories at all, and that's probably a problem for me too. That's probably part of what's creeping into my head, because the scale is going up, not down anymore. So we gotta get back to it. So I gotta get meticulous with my nutrition. Back to 2,600 to 3,000 calories, closer to 26. And then we'll be good. We got some things coming up in the next couple weeks. Let's get them done. Alright. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe. Give the video a like. And I'll see you in the next video.